ad. Watch.
Signs
Yup, I
and
knew it.
symbols
Oh,
reflect.
what? No ad? No ads? Oh, we've been blessed. Okay, we've been blessed. Well, you're telling me this video has 73,000 likes and we didn't get an ad out the gate? Yeah, we're blessed, bro. Yeah, this is a blessed stream. Anyway, I'm gonna stop, bro. I'm gonna stop yapping. Subscribe to Seed Butter, The Scary Science Iceberg Explained, YouTube intro done. Also, by the way, I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers until the end of the year. I don't think it's possible. I'm gonna be completely honest. But if you're seeing this, help a brother out, okay? Help a brother out, or you can, I don't know, click off the video, bro. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it.
Signs and symbols reflect the nature of the world around them. Oftentimes, they're just a simple indication of direction, or some instructions on how to navigate yourself in some place. Other times, they're a warning of safety, indicating a local danger that one might not be familiar with. Usually, they are friendly notices. Regardless of what they're for, signs are supposed to inform. However, sometimes they go a bit above and beyond that basic purpose. Sure, signs warn of danger. I mean, a stop sign indicates that there's an intersection ahead, and failing to heed it would be very dangerous. But other times, the danger that signs warn about are explained in such an effective way that the fear persists when you leave. In this iceberg, we are going to go over some of the creepiest signs found on the internet, which excel in their designed purpose of warning you about danger. I'm going to go over a few signs I've found from all over, so if you've ever seen pictures or memes of this sort of thing, stay tuned because you're going to enjoy each and every entry here today. My name is Seed Butter, and if you like icebergs and deep dives into
Subscribe to this guy. I already shot him out, but
creepy stuff on the internet, you need to subscribe right
like
now.
once again, this is a 36-minute, probably well-edited video, so you should totally subscribe to this guy.
Now to stay tuned for future uploads just like this one.
Snack of the day.
I'm excited to dive into this iceberg, but first I want to thank all of you for the continued support, especially my Patreon members, who are individually thanked at the end of every video. Let's go ahead and look at Tier 1. Prevent your death.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of it.
I don't know why I get so mad. I just spilled fucking water all over the place. But it's just like, okay, sure, that was an unreasonable crash out. But can you at least understand my frustration? It's like we haven't even gotten into the first entry, all right, and they're already hitting me with this shit. Like, can you at least see where I'm coming from? You don't have to, like, understand why I did that. But can you at least see where I'm coming from? No? Okay, sure. Yeah, you guys are right. I shouldn't have overreacted. That was stupid. I mean, I just got water everywhere, so yeah, you're right. That was stupid. Anyway.
This is one of the signs that sort of kicked off this whole thing, in my opinion.
What signs? You see, an ad came in and interrupted everything, so, prevent your death. Okay.
This is one of the signs that sort of kicked off this whole thing, in my opinion. It was one of the first creepy signs I saw, making the rounds on the internet a long time ago, and it's actually pinned on r/scary signs. So this one takes the cake for being at least one of the original creepy signs that spooked people. Most of the reports of it, though, come from the Eagle's Nest sinkhole in Florida, where, as of 2016, 10 people had died during cave diving. There's another one located in Mexico, in the Yucatan Peninsula, which is possibly even creepier because of the current system there. The Yucatan is basically a giant, unexplorable cave system filled with rapid water, and though humans have never been into 90% of it, it's still
So, I don't understand. So he's gonna go through different types of signs?
claims the lives of divers every year. Percy Priest Lake. This sign can be found at Percy Priest Lake around Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I've seen pictures of this sign a couple different times in its life cycle, with the number being as high as 171 dead from drowning. That might seem like an unbelievable number until you look at just how large this lake is. With the number being as high as 171 dead from drowning. That might seem like an unbelievable number until you look at just how large this lake is, literally crossing over 2 counties. I think the scariest part of this one is how easily it is to see that it's been modified. Like, these removable numbers are fairly obvious, and it seems like it's someone's job to change this at least every couple of months.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
So, what is it that makes this lake so dangerous? And why are some sources even reporting that the number of deaths are increasing every year? Well, oddly enough, it actually has to do with how the lake was designed. First off, it is almost entirely man-made, with various purposes, including a hydroelectric dam, but it was mainly intended to prevent flooding in the area and retain quality water during periods of drought. However, those who made it had fishing in mind, so when they actually made the dam, they left the bottom full of trees to support fish habitats. So many of these drownings involve people getting ensnared down there, people who might have otherwise been able to escape. Now, as there often is with boating accidents, alcohol is frequently involved. But it is just an insanely creepy thought. The idea of people maybe thinking they're a strong swimmer, and getting knocked in or falling down or whatnot, but getting traps in roots and tree systems, stuck in the dark, until eventually, you just drown.
Yeah, that is pretty scary, bro.
Deja vu area.
But then again, bro, if there's one thing that human fucking beings are very good at, it's being stupid and thinking you're inevitable and immortal. And did I just say inevitable? Thinking we're inevitable. I'm so sorry. Thinking we're immortal, all right, and unkillable, and that we know everything, bro. Yeah, I'm just gonna swim in like this dangerous lake where there's clearly a sign that's saying that I shouldn't swim here because 171 people got packed up. We're very good at that.
Okay, I'll say this right off the bat. These signs are fake. Sorry. There are no actual deja vu anomalies that the government or transit authorities...
Wait, what? Deja vu area?
Okay, I'll say this right off the bat. These signs are fake. Sorry. There are no actual deja vu anomalies that the government or transit authorities...
If this platform feels familiar, immediately alert an MTA employee. If you see something, say something. What the fuck is that, bro? What is this? This cannot be a government sign, bro.
Authorities try and warn you about. These are fun signs which I would consider art pieces. I know that isn't the focus of this iceberg, but I
mean, he did say that. But
these ones so much in particular, and they're pretty well known that I just had to put them on the early tier of the iceberg. They're pretty creative in and of themselves, and certainly eye-catching. I mean, if I saw these on the subway, I would definitely be very confused. But there's also a little debate about what they're actually from.
Bro.
Very confused.
You think I'm not going to see that? SCP Foundation. SCP Foundation. Yeah, no, if I saw that on this sign, there's no way in hell I'm believing it. Then I know it's a... That is the one thing I need to see to know that this is a prank, bro.
From. First off, we know that there are different...
Yo, that's one... hey, for those who don't know, though, like, can you imagine some old head just goes ahead and just sees that? They're going to be confused as hell.
Signs. When you first saw them, your mind might have immediately thought about the SCP community, and you'd be spot on. Some of these explicitly have an SCP-related logo, but the most frequently passed around photo that I see have some version of the MTA logo, or the Metropolitan Transit Authority, basically the New York subway. I believe someone at some point did put these on New York subways, and they were later appropriated as SCP content. Another thing people got confused with is the game Control, with tons of people saying this was inspired by the game, or an outright screenshot of it, to which other players replied they had never seen such a thing. At the end of the day, this was a prank or piece of art that turned into something fun to appreciate, which is all we can ask for, so in that regard, there probably won't be a perfectly clear-cut explanation of who made it or how many versions actually made it onto the real subway system, but it is kind of fun. I have to wonder what on earth would cause something like that, even in an SCP story, like if it would be a gas leak or some entity or whatnot. No cure. This sign is attached to the back of a small cargo truck where this photo was snapped of it a few years ago.
This container transports a disease which has no cure. Isn't this also just another prank? What is this iceberg, bro? What is this iceberg, buddy? Like, are we just... No cure?
Since then,
Okay,
it's
tell
made
me
the rounds
something,
on
bro.
the internet creeping people out. The thing is, this is almost certainly just a goofy sticker that somebody put up.
Wait, is he like exposing like some famous images or something? Like, is this image on the back of this truck like famous on the internet or something, and he's like going around and he's like debunking everything? Because like, can't just anybody put this? Like, anybody can just put letters on the back of their car and form a sentence. It doesn't have to be this particular sentence. It doesn't have to be this particular no cure thingy. Like, I can literally just take a bunch of letters and just put it in an order that says, like, suck my dick on the back of my car. And, like, it'll be the same thing. And then this dude makes a video debunking a famous image of my car with that word, bro. Like what is this, bro? I'm honestly a bit confused right now.
A few years ago. Since then, it's made the rounds on the internet creeping people out. The thing is, this...
There's no way this creeps people out, bro. Like, what? This is the most obvious fake thing ever,
is
or what?
almost certainly just a goofy sticker that somebody put up.
Okay, I really don't want to be that guy, but no shit! No shit! What, you think there's an actual zombie plague in there? Like, what are we doing right now? I feel like a teacher for like a bunch of daycare children. Like, no, bro. This is not real. You don't have to worry about it. Like, what is going on right now?
First of all, I'd like to imagine that the US government wouldn't be driving Ebola through, like, a town with a Waffle House or something. But beyond that, the...
Okay, and even if the US government had a zombie, like, thing in a car, they wouldn't say it. Like, what are we doing, bro? It's the same concept, bro. SCP Foundation, you want to contain a secret from the outside world. It's the same thing. In fact, there's even an SCP that literally is a zombie plague. Like, come on, bro.
Yamaha and motorcycle sticker lends me to believe that this is just a guy's toy trailer, and that there's either a motorcycle or maybe a four-wheeler.
I will say, though, this is the top of the iceberg, so it's going to get darker or more interesting probably later on.
Something back there. It's kind of an ingenious idea to put on the back of your trailer. I mean, sure, it's not the most convincing thing ever, but you could slap one on for good measure, and it's certainly enough to make the local meth head who might steal a motorcycle at least think twice about breaking in.
Wait, that's what... There's no way that's the intent. There's no way that's the purpose of the sticker. Because that's not gonna... Bro, if anything, saying that you have saying that you are transporting a disease that has no cure is gonna make people break into your car. They're going to want to break in, bro. On some storming Area 51 type shit. What are we doing? Once again, what are we doing right now? Okay, like there's no way, bro. Okay, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe it's super, super obvious that that's not real and I'm just making a big deal out of it. But, I mean, I feel like it's so obvious that I need to make a big deal out of it.
White Mountain Trail Sign. You can encounter these signs scattered about White Mountain National Forest, which read, "Stop. The area ahead has the worst weather in America."
Okay, bro. Okay. Seed butter, we need to talk, bro. Like, this is the most obvious fake thing ever. I only read this first like sentence right here. You see where I'm putting my mouse? This sentence. That's all I need to read. This is not a government sign, bro. You think a government sign would word the sentence like that? The area ahead has the worst weather in America. Nah, bro. I mean, maybe it looks a little bit realistic, but it's like, bro, like no government agency is gonna say the worst weather in America. They're gonna say like the trail ahead may contain snowstorms. I don't know what is this, bro? Oh, sorry. Summer. Okay, so fucking he like a fucking, I don't know, sandstorm. A fucking heat wave, right? Like we cannot be serious. We cannot be.
Many have died there from exposure, even in the summer. Turn back now if the weather is bad. Now, the way they write this, to me, makes it sound a lot different than regular signs that warn about exposure. I mean, there's plenty of trail signs that might tell you about rising water levels or heat stroke or something like that, but there's just something different about the way this one was written. And surely it can't be the worst weather in America, right? The National Forest, located in New Hampshire and Maine, though beautiful, is one of the windiest and coldest places in the country. Specifically, an area called the Presidential Range has been home to over 175 recorded fatalities since the mid-19th century. The New Hampshire Game and Fish Department conducts an estimated 200 rescue operations there a year. The main
A year? Why do they go up there?
danger is the wind. In fact, the highest wind speed ever recorded outside of a cyclone occurred here. Air is basically forced upwards over the mountain, and then squeezed through a small gap near the top, which makes it accelerate to great speeds. Not only that, but the weather is extremely unpredictable, with frequent snowstorms pummeling the area. On the whole, the specific mountain range is consistently pointed to as one of the most dangerous in the world, so this sign is in no way an exaggeration. Prison.
My apologies, everybody. So, that really is a thing. That's actually just a thing. The worst weather in America. Wow, I did not think that they would word it that way. So I guess this video is like he just goes through a bunch of signs and then tells us if they're real or not, I think. I mean, that's what it seems like it's been so far.
Hitchhiker.
I don't know. This dude, honestly, he just seems very fascinated with signs. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like not all of the things he's shown us has been, oh, is this real or fake? Some have just been like, oh, like, you know, look at this sign. Imagine if you saw this one day when you were stroking it or something. Like I don't know, bro.
This is
I'm all here
actually
for it, though.
a somewhat common sign in America. They are frequently posted around the exits or highways around prisons. These signs advise people to not pick up hitchhikers, as they may be escaped prisoners. Of course, it's not that pick up hitchhikers exits or highways
Wait, what?
around prisons.
Hitchhikers may be escaping inmates. Okay.
They are frequently posted around the exits or highways around prisons. These signs advise people to not pick up hitchhikers, as they may be escaped prisoners.
Okay.
Of course, it's not the 1970s, and I'm not sure Americans are really picking up this many hitchhikers anymore, but I suppose if you were going to do it, you wouldn't want to do it around a prison.
Okay, honestly, this is actually like, normally I would say this is fake, but honestly, now that I think about it, yeah, bro, it probably is good to put up signs like this, because escaped inmates are obviously gonna want to like GTA your car, bro. They're gonna want to get in, throw you out, and then drive off, right? Or worse, bro, like, they're criminals, they might kill you, bro. If they're in prison, yeah, they might absolutely kill you or something. So, 100%, bro. This is a good thing. I like this.
Now, there are actually a couple thousand prison escapes every year in the US. Usually guys who just walk away from work assignments or other low security incidents. So it is within the realm of possibility that there are hitchhikers in these areas. But I couldn't find any cases of this specific type of thing happening recently. There does exist this funny video of a prison escapee convincing a cop that he was just out
I saw this one, bro, but this is not like a hitchhiker.
jogging, so I guess if they're charismatic enough, they might get away with it.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, that's never gonna happen, actually, because, really, bro, think about how hard it is to escape a prison, bro. Think about how hard it is to escape a prison, and then you need to gain somebody's trust. In fact, won't you just have, like, that orange prison attire, so when you try to hitchhike for something, like, when you try to trick somebody into, like, getting a ride with them, they'd see that, hold on, bro, isn't that prisoner clothes? Isn't this a prisoner? Like, you would probably tell.
Emergency siren. This sign can be found around the Salem nuclear plant in Salem County, New Jersey. Though this is
I was just about to pause. If siren sounds for 3 to 5 minutes, tune radio to... What?
sign can be found around the Salem nuclear plant in Salem County, New Jersey. Though this isn't the only emergency alert system that tells people to turn on their radios and listen for more information, I found this one just particularly interesting. Maybe just how simple it is. There's no urgent message to evacuate, no clues as to what the issue might be, besides, of course, the small radioactivity symbol in the corner. That and the sign being placed in what we can at least see in the picture to be a normal community with houses and such.
Yeah,
just
that's funny.
Makes it stand out as a bit creepy.
That's funny though. Nah, I think that's hilarious, bro. It's just like, could you imagine if you lived in a neighborhood where there's just like a sign like this, bro? And you could just flex it to your friends like, yeah, look at this, bro. I have an emergency siren sign in my neighborhood. Do you have that? I don't think so, bro. Shut the fuck up. Don't go near me, bro. We're not friends anymore.
Lava Falls. At the Lava Falls route in the Grand Canyon, one can find this little message. It reads, "Are you fit and adventurous? You fit the profile of 3 deaths within a year and endless injuries. Most heat-related deaths occur not far from this sign, 15 minutes from the top. If you choose to continue, please consider and accept the significant chance of death or serious injury and the burden it places on others.
Damn,
If
bro.
you encounter heat-related troubles,
This sign really does not want you to continue, bro. Like, this sign really does not want you to continue, bro. It's very articulate with it.
headache, leg cramps, nausea, vomiting, return to the river and with your clothes on, completely immerse yourself. Rest in
Wait.
the shade, hydrate with river water.
Oh, they're just...
eat,
Okay, never mind.
and wait until dark or the following
They're just
morning.
giving you tips on how to
This could
survive.
save your life. 3 deaths a year on one trail is an insane number, and the suggestion that being athletic and adventurous, maybe a bit experienced, isn't enough to save you is just creepy. Also, the
I think, bro, he keeps saying creepy. Like, I think this is hilarious, bro. Like, if I saw a sign like that, I would actually, like, laugh out loud, bro. It's, like, the biggest, like, pump fake thing ever.
need to immerse yourself completely just feels so
Oh, are you athletic and, you know, experienced with nature and you're a professional hiker? You fit the profile of 500 people who died thinking the same thing.
strange. I mean, it makes sense, but it also sounds like you're hiding from a monster or something. Or maybe I've just been reading too much SCP stuff. The Lava Falls Trail is a very strenuous hike with common hazards, but on top of that, there's a major danger of flash flooding here. So maybe laying down in the water isn't a fantastic idea either. Wall or ceiling? At first, it's hard to believe this is a real sign. This odd warning seems a lot more in line with the deja vu ones mentioned earlier, in that, surely...
Heard something in the wall or ceiling. If you see something, say something. What? Wait, what's the context to this
some
one?
SCP parody, trap for schizophrenics, or a warning to workers in some strange facility crawling with monsters. But no, this is very much real.
What?
This sign comes from a hospital.
You have to be joking. No, you have to be joking. Bro, literally
This is a
all
real
I have
sign.
to do...
This odd warning
All I
seems
have
a
to
lot
do-
more in line with the deja
Yo, can I pause it? Okay, there we go. All I have to do is to just slightly adjust this, and it just completely skips the video, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They fit very well. They're very comfortable. They always work. But oh my goodness, are they sensitive, bro. I'm not touching these, bro. I'm not touching them
ones
anymore.
mentioned earlier. In that,
So this is a
surely
real sign.
This is some SCP parody, trap for schizophrenics, or a warning to workers in some strange facility crawling with monsters. But no, this is very much real. This sign comes from a hospital, which means, more likely than not, it's referring to the pneumatic tube system that runs through the walls. Pneumatic tubes, for those of you that don't know,
So, like, they want you to listen for... Like, if there's a malfunction, right? Like, obviously, you wouldn't want, I guess, the equipment to malfunction, and... So if you hear something... Yeah, this is pretty obvious, okay?
are those
yeah.
things at the drive-up ATMs that you're supposed to put bees inside of. In hospitals, these are used for sending around specimens and drugs, which, when you think about it, is a phenomenally efficient idea. What makes this even more likely is that the poster refers you to the on-call engineer, because what this sign is really talking about is items that are stuck in the walls. Things in the tube that got stuck on something but are still being pulled and thus make noise.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But the presentation is just a bit weird. I mean, they kind of set themselves up to look a bit creepy. With that explanation, it's not strange at all, but still, they could have just put on their, pneumatic tubes in use. IRA signs. There were several different propaganda signs used by the IRA during the Troubles, which, regardless of the nature of the conflict, are amazing pieces of propaganda. First, there was this "Beware of Falling Helicopters" sign. To my knowledge, a few of these were put up by the IRA after they managed to shoot down a few British helicopters.
Okay,
You see, the IRA had this strategy of using truck-mounted machine guns to, at best, take down helicopters, or otherwise keep them out of or channel them through specific places. There is actually some footage of this happening. After one of these kills, presumably as a celebratory/propaganda effort, they put up these signs. There's also another one which has a very interesting story behind it. Sniper units in the IRA were a very effective tool. In fact, it was noted that there were disciplinary issues among some British units who, in fear of these snipers, would remain in hiding while under orders to check cars for bombs. These sniper at work signs were put up in areas like this, much in the style of the helicopter ones.
Funnily enough,
after the Good Friday Agreement and the units stopping their fighting, some of the signs remained, but were changed to say "sniper on hold" or "job seeking."
Okay, they got some sense of humor, I will say.
You might have seen some sort of contraption like this before. This barrier is called a weir, and it's built to change the height of a water level downstream. They're often used for ponds, reservoirs, and the like, and come in a myriad of
So it's like a water generator thing.
They're very common devices to see around waterways, and you probably have one very close to you. However, a variation of the weir is one built mostly underwater. These submerged weirs are extremely dangerous. This little diagram shows just what happens, where the water is essentially forced into a circular motion and picks up speed. It is, in effect, physically impossible to escape in an underwater weir, leading to the nickname, the drowning machine. There are several signs from around the world showing the drown machine.
I mean, it kind of does look like a drowning machine, bro. Like, honestly, as much as you expect me to be surprised over that, I really am not. Like, yeah, 100% I could... Like, bro, if I fell in there, look at me. Do I look like do I look like Michael Phelps? Of course I'm drowning here. Like, what?
And probably born out of the dire need to communicate just how awful these things can be. Weir waters often look extremely calm, like in these photos right here. So
okay, now that's freaky. What the hell is going on? Fucking smooth ass water right here, and then not smooth water right here. Is this ice? Is this like an ice barrier?
Inherently deceptive. So, if these designs are so dangerous, why do they exist? Well, the thing is, underwater weirs, sometimes called hidden dams, were and in some ways still are absolute powerhouses across America, Canada, and some other countries. They're extremely useful, providing energy, running grain mills, and stopping droughts. They're also very cheap to produce, which, while sounding enticing, meant that thousands were built across America and Canada to the point where we don't even have a national database of where each one is. Furthermore, it can cost millions of dollars to remove or renovate these dams, and while some states help communities finance these procedures, it's difficult to spur the political momentum needed for such a big project. An article from 2015 cited a BYU study which stated that at least 441 people have died in these hidden dams in the US since the 1950s, with over a third of those deaths happening after 2000. It was hypothesized that as more states and cities funded tourism efforts, waters that were once just frequented by fishermen are now visited by kayakers and swimmers, sometimes folks from out of town who just aren't aware of the dangers. These machines are like little black holes. Once you get in, you just can't get out.
Makes sense, bro. I'm honestly not surprised.
Stinging tree.
That shit looked dangerous as hell.
If the man-eating bugs and other animals in Australia weren't enough for you, don't worry, the trees want to kill you too. This sign, which refers to the dead Drosonide moroides, also known as stinging trees, reads, "Beware stinging tree."
Australia cannot be a real place. It cannot be a real place. Like, guys, Australia literally seems like a hellhole. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. It literally seems, at least in terms of like the nature, it's like there's sharks in the water, all right, gray white sharks. There's jellyfish in the water, all right, like some of the most deadly jellyfish you'll ever see. If you get stung by one, it's like it's GG's. They got trees that want to kill you, bro. Trees that want to sting you, all right, and probably a bunch of other like bushes and stuff. They got these crazy looking tarantulas, all right, and when they bite you, you die, basically. They got black widows. When they bite you, you die. Okay, like, you just die, bro. Like, it's literally just that simple. And they also have, like, yeah, snakes. What else? Everything you could ever imagine is in Australia, bro. If you're thinking about a scary animal or insect right now, it's in Australia, okay? You don't even have to question it, being like, actually, I think it's from... No, it's from Australia, okay? It's from Australia. Trust me, bro. Scorpion. Yeah, is that what you were thinking about? Yeah, it's Australia, bro. Like, it's nowhere else. And then what's even funnier is that New Zealand has zero of that, bro. They have none of that, bro. Isn't that crazy? They're so close to each other. Yeah, I'm pressing my space bar, bro. How hard do I have to...
Visitors are advised to beware the stinging tree. Contact can cause severe pain and distress. If stung, seek immediate medical attention. Dial 000. What's particularly interesting about this sign is that it's not just a polite warning to unsuspecting tourists, but it literally says to call emergency services right away if you just happen to touch it. The pain from the stinging tree is so bad that, allegedly, on a few occasions, it has driven people to take their own lives. Supposedly, one man accidentally used it as toilet paper and ended up shooting himself over the pain.
Okay, so that's horrible. But what do you mean he...
Accidentally used it as toilet paper and...
Okay, no. There's way too much happening. There is way too much happening right now. There is way too much to talk about. So, you're using... Okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, what am I watching? What am I hearing, more specifically? You used this tree and its leaves as toilet paper. What, was he taking a shit in the woods or something? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did that one time. When I was in first grade, I think I actually took a shit in the forest and then used leaves to wipe. So, but then again, like I was in first grade. They said man. All right, and he must know where he lives, bro. He has to know that he lives in Australia and that he can't just fucking take any tree and just take out any leaf and just wipe. Like no, of course you can't wipe. You live in Australia. You're not safe anywhere. That's the thing about living in Australia. You have to be paranoid everywhere. Like, if I was in Australia right now, I would have to check my room for spiders every 5 minutes. All right, not small spiders, okay? Like big ass spiders, bro. Big ass tarantulas. Every 5 minutes. Could you imagine that? I'm just streaming, and then every 5 minutes I stand up and I walk and I just, yeah, bro. It has to... Okay. Whoever this is, bro, what a way to go out, honestly. What a way to go out. Did my stream just lag? Okay, never mind. There's nothing. But seriously, though, what a way to go. Could you actually imagine if you died like that? Like, it's really goofy, don't get me wrong, but it's also kind of sad. Like, he actually dead ass... You know, turned it on himself. Like, that's crazy.
Ended up shooting himself over the pain. The suffering can last weeks or months.
Oh, no. Like, okay. Why, bro? Why did God create this, bro? Why did they create this tree? Why does a tree need this type of self-defense?
Might be nearly impossible for up to days after the sting. People end up sleep might be nearly impossible for up to days after the sting.
I'm never going to Australia. Sleep is impossible for days. So you are literally just in complete and utter agony forever. For what feels like forever. For just hours upon hours upon hours. Days upon days upon days. You're just in absolute agony. No, this is genuinely like, this is, okay, no joke. This sounds worse than like the types of bites that animals give you. Like way, way worse. Like you're actually telling me that these spikes hurt you so bad that you don't get any sleep at all? For days? And you feel this shit for months?
People end up swollen or covered in hives. To be honest, I don't actually think the sign sells it well enough. I really, really do not want to touch that thing.
Honestly, facts, bro. No, they're gonna need a different type of sign. Like, we're gonna need to bring back the sign that was like, oh, are you an athletic? Like, the profiling sign. Bring back the profiling sign. Make the sign bigger than like the Eiffel Tower, and then put it in the middle of the woods, bro. So that every single human in Australia can see that thing. Because there is no way that this tree actually does this to you, bro. I'd rather, like, there's so many things I'd rather do, bro. I'd rather be raped over and over again. Yeah, no, seriously though. Really. Cause at least afterward, I could get some sleep. At least, okay, maybe not the first night, but you get the point. Like, there's no way a tree like this exists. I hope I don't get banned for saying the R word. I think I'm fine. I mean, who cares about a channel with 22 followers, bro?
Bombs from World War II showing up in the present day are not an uncommon sight for Europeans. While living in the UK, I actually had a train delay because a bomb was found on the tracks. But
yeah, I live in Europe. Okay, to be fair, I live in Sweden, bro. Sweden was the only neutral country. Never mind, we're gonna move on.
For Americans, with there being no combat on our continent, except for the infamous boat touching incident, it's not something we're used to at all. That's what makes these signs throughout areas in West Virginia just so strange. I've actually seen some of these personally while hiking with my family. During World War II, the Dolly Sods Wilderness in West Virginia was used for mortar and artillery practice because the mountainous terrain was similar enough to Italy to provide good training for servicemen. Naturally, however, while shooting rockets into the woods, many are bound not to explode and lie dormant for years. That's where these signs come in, warning you to please not touch the explosive lodged into the ground. These things have actually injured people. One man described finding a mortar round while hiking, and as one does, picked it up, played with it, and once finished,
played with it. Okay. So you saw it, you picked it up, you recognized that it was a bomb, and you played with it. Yeah, it's your fault. Yeah. You're gonna play with an explosive? What are we doing right now? You're gonna play with an explosive.
tossed it onto the ground, at which point it exploded and threw him into a tree.
Oh, really? Really? Is that so? Really? An explosive did that to him? Well, I thought explosives weren't supposed to do that.
Covered in phosphorus burns and lodged with shrapnel, he managed to splint his leg with a rifle and make his way to safety. There are ongoing efforts to clean these things up, but it's that sort of thing where there will always exist some sort of danger. They're not something I'd want to see in the woods, by any means. Lava bench.
Lava bench.
This sign is one of my favorites on the list, pretty much because it's fallen.
Extreme something beyond this point. Collapse of lava bench occurs without warning. Okay, surely this is only like near the areas of like volcanoes, right? Like this can't be a thing.
Warning you about. It's a bit like seeing a sign that says beware of sharks, and it having a suspiciously shark mouth shaped bite taken out of it. A lava bench is a phenomenon where lava builds up at the edge of the ocean, sort of being the barrier between water and volcano. As you can imagine, these are very unstable and quickly collapse into the water. This sign, from Big Island, Hawaii, advertises this danger quite effectively.
Yeah, see, Hawaii, yeah, volcanoes, bro. Like, come on now.
The sign itself has been burned like this since at least...
But I must say, that's actually, like, that's kind of cinematic, bro. You're telling me this edge of the sign has been burned and it's covering up an important word? Yeah, that's cinematic.
And is a bit of a tourist attraction now. It lies on what used to be a paved road that was destroyed by volcanic activity. Do not ski alone. This sign from Killington Ski Resort is quite chilling, no pun intended. It's not the most gripping warning at all, but it is a bit, solemn. Skiing is one of those activities where you should always let people know where you're going, especially if it's off trail. Because when you get lost or buried or injured or trapped or whatever, it's almost impossible to find you. The man pictured here just looks to me as almost, defeated. Like he's lost and has just decided to find a good spot to sit it out and wait until he does.
This is a good strategy, bro. Make scary signs so that people don't do stupid things. It's not always gonna work, unfortunately, but it will definitely, it might save a life or two, right? It might save a few lives. Like, hey, a lot of people fear loneliness, bro. Like, they don't even care about the cold. It's just like they see the word lonely and then they immediately get scared as shit and they just, yeah, bro, they don't climb the mountain.
I think it's a compelling warning, and honestly one that I'd take seriously if I saw out in the woods. Fire danger. There are obviously lots of different signs that talk about the danger of wildfires, usually with sliders that one can manually point to like this. I think this one is the absolute creepiest though, where it says catastrophic. It's especially creepy when you consider just how fast forest fires can move, especially in Australia where this photo is from. It's also creepy how, at least in this picture, there's such a danger, but from the angle we've got, you can't see anything. Like this giant fire is going to sneak up on you from behind.
True.
Which they actually can. While I was looking for this picture, I saw this post on the Creepy Fire subreddit, which showed an alert from Australia about one of these fires.
Australia again, yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything, but yeah, I forgot to mention, yeah, there's forest fires in Australia too. So yeah, you got trees trying to kill you, fires trying to kill you, insects trying to kill you, animals trying to kill you, creatures in the water trying to kill you. Everybody's trying to kill you, bro. Everybody.
Which is so much.
Also, I heard there was a shooting in Australia, like today or yesterday. That doesn't really count though, because that was like a terrorist thing. So
Creepier than the sign itself.
But yeah, bro, like Australia's just like, what do you want me to say? How can I not? Okay, no offense. If there's actually like an Australian watching this, no offense to your country, no offense to you, but you live in a hellhole. You have to admit it. You have to admit it. You actually have to. How can you sit there and say, no, this is fine? With all of this. It's not one or two things. No, it's everything. You literally have everything. Everything. Everything the devil could ever wish for.
Part of it reads, "It's too late to leave." Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah,
I have to
and
imagine
like,
if you ran.
yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because of all of this shit in Australia, I can imagine that their signs are the most terrifying. They have to be the most terrifying because they have to convince people not to like go places.
And into a catastrophic level on this sign, you wouldn't be able to get out either, and you'd just have to wait it out in your house. Wear a mask. There were lots of creepy things that came out of the Chinese COVID lockdowns. Be it people welded into their own homes or drones with loudspeakers telling you to control your desire to be free. One of the creepiest.
Yo, bro. Nah, China is actually such a funny country sometimes, bro. Like, this is... you will not see this anywhere else than in China. Only in China, bro. only in China. You know that meme, like, only in Ohio, bro? We need to change it to only in China, because this is genuinely the funniest shit ever. Some high-tech drone or some high-tech robot dog talking about some control your desire to be free. Like, what? Nah, that's China, bro.
With loudspeakers telling you to control your desire to be free. One of the creepier pictures from that time period is right here. This giant LED sign on the side of a building, which warns people to wear a mask. There's nothing particularly creepy about the rhetoric itself, just how dystopian the whole thing looks. The massive building shrouded in pollution, looking as if it's pulled straight from Blade Runner. Caution, exotic animals. This sign is pulled from an incident that I actually talked about in my Appalachia Iceberg. For anyone not from America, these signs are extremely common on highways and the sides of roads, usually used during construction to give information about adjusted routes or speed limits or whatnot. They don't usually talk about, local wildlife. However, these photos right here were taken on October 18th, 2011 in Zanesville, Ohio, where a total of 50 exotic animals were released from someone's farm. Terry Thompson, a Vietnam vet and exotic animal
Is that a
handler
dead
and collector,
tiger?
had in his possession Bengal tigers, black and brown bears, wolves, a baboon, a monkey, mountain lions, and 17 African lions. I won't detail the entire escape because I did it in a different video, but I wanted to point out these signs from that night. Nobody actually got hurt, but people did have close-up encounters with these animals, and it absolutely could have been much worse. I mean, there were literally lions and a monkey which potentially had hepatitis running around. Just a very strange thing, I suppose.
Bro, we're not even...
Deadly manure.
Okay, we're starting to get deep now. We are starting to get deep on the iceberg, but yeah, bro. Look at this. Okay, no, never mind. We're actually kind of way past the halfway point. But still, there's still a lot to cover.
I don't often think about manure being dangerous, but like
What is-
anything
wait.
that contains methane...
Wait, what is manure? Hold on, bro. I'm stupid, bro. I have to search this up, bro. You already know what it is. Oh, okay. I see you, bro. So it's like, it's like if, like what you use to like, grow plants on, kind of.
or similar gases, it is extremely deadly. Your brain isn't very good at registering if you're not breathing oxygen. If you're breathing carbon dioxide, you'll have a minimal reaction, but a lot of other gases you just can't recognize. Breathing in these gases will kill you very, very quickly, as this sign so eloquently...
Damn. Death may be immediate. Enter pit only with self-contained air supply, ventilation, rescue harness, mechanical lift, and standby person. Death may be immediate. Okay. Aye, Captain. I won't be going into the pit, bro.
I actually think this sign, message aside, is a very good depiction of what happens. I have symbolism and semiotics on the mind after making an iceberg about nuclear semiotics, that thing where you have to communicate nuclear waste to future generations. And I honestly think this drawing really shows just how dangerous these unseen killers can be. Do you know where the bears are?
What?
This sign from a wildlife park in Doncaster is from a polar bear enclosure. It's a message to the staff for after-hours procedures, but the way it's written is just so creepy. I suppose with context it isn't that bad, but running into a sign which asks you that is just so odd.
Yeah.
It's not a forceful, concise warning like many on this list. It's just a question, which I think makes it so much more intriguing and creepy. It might not be an indicator of danger, just a reminder for whatever procedures the animal handlers have going on there. But the simple question is just, I don't know, an odd way to frame things.
Yeah, I can see
And
what...
at first glance,
Yeah, I can understand what he's talking about.
is pretty spooky.
It's random as shit. I will say that.
Waving children.
Waving children.
This sign from a town in the Philippines defies explanation to this day. Obviously, there's nothing creepy about waving to kids, but this gives, like, I don't know, a Children of the Corn vibe. The first photo of this sign was posted in 2006, so it has
Okay,
been
no,
there
this one's pretty weird, bro.
quite a while. And if it were intended to be a practical joke,
Nah, me personally, of all the signs on the list so far, if I was to just like drive, I would low-key be a little creeped out by this. Cause like, what do you mean? Please wave back. I get it, bro. Like, it's one of these signs where it's like you're supposed to be polite, but it's weird, bro. Like, I would get creeped out, man. Cause like, yeah, bro. Like, what I'd expect to see is like, and but also, by the way, look at the surrounding environments. Where are the children going to be standing? Like, what, in this bush right here? They're going to be posted up like that? Or what? And I have to just, like, you know? Like,
it was put up
hell
before
no.
a lot of people were on the internet, and this sort of thing was popular, so I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility. It's on a road heading towards a national park, which supposedly has some nearby elementary schools. Some people suggested it might be a sign designed to get people to slow down, or at least pay mind to the fact that there could be kids crossing the road, and the message just became creepy.
Yeah, like there's an explanation for the sign, bro. It's weird.
Sort of language and culture.
It's creepy. It's low-key kind of creepy.
It would also make sense that the sign would be in English if there's tourists in the area because of, well, the national park. There is a lot of superstition in the Philippines.
Do you speak Spanish or English in the Philippines? Isn't it like both?
Though, and they have a lot.
I don't know, bro. I mean, honestly, I could Google it right now, bro. Okay, Filipino and English. Okay. Not Spanish? Really? Alright.
Their own fascinating lore and cryptids. So, I don't know, maybe there's a cooler explanation to be had about some sort of monster warning. Warning. We've covered a lot of warning signs today, but this one might be the freakiest yet. This depiction of a person having a really bad day shows them inhaling welding fumes. When welding, a mixture of different gases results from melting metal, and these are extremely dangerous to ingest. Oftentimes, welders develop lung cancer over long periods of time, but
that is not what I saw, my guy. That is not what I saw. That is not what I saw, man. If I was to just see this image, I would be afraid to spontaneously combust, bro. Just explode from the inside, bro. I don't know how, I don't know why, but looking at this image, I would assume that from my heart, something would absolutely erupt and just fuck me up completely, bro. Warning. Like, okay, yeah, I see that it says like stuff right here, so they explain. I'm pretty sure they explain what this is supposed to be. But it's like, imagine if it was just this, bro. That would actually be hella
a mixture
scary.
of different gases results from melting metal, and these are extremely dangerous to ingest. Oftentimes, welders develop lung cancer over long periods of time, but there's also immediate danger too, apparently of this exploding goo. Never open this door. So, this is a really weird category of signs that I've stumbled upon recently.
Never open this door after dark. Always look before you open this door. Your life could depend on it. Once again, this is like, it's like, once again, I can see a reasonable explanation for this sign. It's just the way that they fucking word it, man. Never open this door after dark. Like, okay, bro. Yeah, like, we know that you're hiding some type of SCP in here, bro. Like, it's probably gonna be some fucking, like, heat thingy, or like they like when it's dark out they turn on a machine or something. I don't know, man.
One that
it's something
just
like
really
that.
confused me. These things look like something you put outside of a zombie lab, not like a freaking Taco Bell.
Yeah, bro, there's
These
some
signs
SCP
are frequently
shit.
put on the back doors of different fast food places. Apparently, this is to warn you of the major dangers of using the back door at night, because robbers will target that point of entrance towards the end of a shift to get the cash from the day. Scrolling through comments on Reddit about these, there are some anecdotes of people who either experienced robberies working in a place like this or otherwise heard about something like that happening. It's supposed to remind people to use the front door if they're taking out garbage, denying a potential assailant the easy access of the back door. There's a couple variations of this, but this yellow square one with room for a window in the middle is really popular. Please don't kill us.
What? No, there's no way you can...
Is an absolute oddball.
There's no way this is a real thing.
These signs are used in construction sites in South Africa because of the high number of accidents in the country. Apparently, South Africans are pretty crazy drivers. They switched from these typical reduced speed signs to this one right here to better grab the
Oh, hell no, bro.
attention of drivers.
I mean, hey, bro.
And
Desperate
they
times require desperate measures, man.
Talking about it, so it must have worked. Right?
No. Well, you're not going to tell me if it worked or not?
Falling deer.
Okay. Sure.
I probably worry about a couple things on any given day. One thing I do not worry about, however, is...
Leopards conceal their unfinished foods in the tops of trees? Bro, shouldn't you be afraid of the leopard then? You have leopards that are that strong? They can carry whole deers up into trees? I wouldn't even care about no falling deer.
having a half-eaten mass of deer flesh fall on top of me. This sign is a warning to beware of falling deer parts, as leopards conceal their meat high up in trees.
Bro, the leopards are the real danger, bro. They're the one who knocks. Like, what? I'm not scared of no fucking deer parts.
While that is a real fact, and potentially danger, this sign is sort of fake. Well, it's a real sign, certainly, but it's part of a zoo exhibit in Pittsburgh, specifically the leopard exhibit. Personally, I would be much more worried about the leopard than the carcass. It looks pretty creepy, though, at first
Yeah,
glance.
exactly. Like, bro, that leopard must have,
Crying
like,
is
consumed a lot of creatine for that.
Not an emergency. This is another one of those classic creepy signs that you've probably seen before, even if you're not.
This ride is only... Okay, but this makes sense, bro. This ride only stops in an emergency. Crying is... Okay, yo, low-key, whoever made this sign... I mean, I'm assuming this is supposed to be some kind of, like, Ferris wheel thingy or, like, some kind of, like, ride. Low-key, that's evil, bro. If I was to see this as a kid, I'd low-key be freaked out.
A fan of the trend. There's actually a ton of signs like this, used at parks all over the world. And it's sort of a logical thing. Like, it's a major effort to stop and restart a big slide or ride or whatever, and I get that you can't just do it because a kid gets scared. But this one in particular with Goofy is just so creepy. I don't know, like, the Goofy is just so...
It's just, I don't know, it's more just like, I guess... It's like, they're basically saying, like, yeah, we don't fuck around, bro. This is not about you, bro. Like, you can get scared as shit. You can be literally terrified to the point of pissing your pants. You're gonna continue to experience the ride, buddy. That's all we're saying. I mean, at least to a little kid, that's what it sounds like.
Unnecessary right here. It looks like something out of Five Nights at Freddy's, or... I don't really know, honestly. Border Patrol signs. In the hot deserts in and around the US-Mexico border, there exist these rescue beacons, places designed for crossers to rest and seek help if they're severely dehydrated or hot. The sign explains that, if you're moving on foot, you're in danger of just being here, be it the heat, or dehydration, or getting lost, or not being able to navigate. In some of these photos, you can actually see that it's so hot that the paint has completely stripped off one side of these poles. It isn't the message, though, that I find creepy about these signs. It's the drawings. Throughout this video, we've seen some drawings of stick people and some that put a spin on the typical stick people you see in signs and go above and beyond, at least slightly, but still convey simple, concise messages. This one here, though, is very creepy. I don't think I've ever seen a stick figure show just so much anguish. Well, maybe this guy was worse, but...
That guy was definitely worse, bro. Wait, what's his name again? Seed butter. Yo, seed butter, I'm not gonna lie, that the combustion guy was way scarier.
Absolutely cooked. The slumped over
This isn't even that scary, bro. Like, yeah, bro, you're supposed to draw someone who's tired. Like,
posture, the outstretched hands, it really
yeah, it's a zombie posture. It's no big deal.
does look like he has heat stroke or something, and communicates the fear through a language barrier. I think with that visual, you'd accurately understand the problem, and by that point, you'd probably be experiencing it yourself, and you'd be more likely to push the button to get help. Coupled with the rest of the things in this picture, it's all just very unsettling. Do not dig.
Do not
I
dig,
already
bro.
mentioned nuclear semiotics once, but you guys know since I'm a big fan of it, I'd have to mention it again here.
Okay.
There are plenty of nuclear waste disposal sites around the world.
True, bro. Yeah, isn't that kind of crazy how, like, we bury all our nuclear waste underground? That's not gonna work forever. That's not gonna work forever, bro. I remember, like, I can't remember who told me that, if it was, like, my teacher or my parents. When I heard that for the first time, I was like, ain't no way! What? No way, like, we're gonna run out of space, man.
Very few that
How
you're
is that
easily
efficient?
allowed to access and just walk around. One spot in the USA is open to the public, presumably in a park or something, where you can find this message. Caution, do not dig. Buried in this area is radioactive material from nuclear research conducted here, 1943 to 1949. Burial area is marked by 6 corner markers 100 feet from this center point. There is no danger to visitors. U.S. Department of Energy, 1978. There's a couple things
Ooh,
that were always
1978, bro. Whenever you bring up old dates like that, shit starts to get creepy,
unsettling
man.
about this to me.
Like, honestly, is it just me? Like, whenever you slap on, like, the year 2000 or above, shit doesn't sound scary. But if it's, like, the 1990s, 1980s, or 1970s, in, like, some kind of, like, horror lab thingy, that's when shit gets... That's scary, bro. That's when shit gets
First off, the
scary
sign
for
just
real.
looks-
Like, if you were to go into, like, an old abandoned lab, and you were to see a sign that said, like, I don't know, like, oh, fucking nuclear reactor made in 2015. Bro, what? 2015? Come on, man. But if it said, like, check up on this reactor on this date, and it's just like 1998, like, that's when shit starts to get, that is when shit starts to get scary, bro. Because you really feel like you're somewhere where you're not supposed to be.
It's like a tombstone, and it's more than a typical warning sign. It just feels like you need to seriously heed the warning. The
Sleeping pill
permanence of
time.
it, being a bigger object than just a normal screwed-on sign, I guess, just looks different. Also, the simplicity of the explanation, while also saying exactly where this stuff is marked, is creepy. Like, they're not doing this for fun. There is an explicit danger. This is precisely where it is. Do not touch it.
Yeah.
This certainly will not be the last nuclear waste warning project to be constructed, and there are a few others that exist, but I just thought this one right here was worth including. These plants can kill. To end this iceberg, I wanted to include these signs right here, which can be found.
Okay, no, the scariest part about this image is these two right here. Why are they dripped up like they're about to enter the most toxic radioactive environment ever?
At the Aldwych
Let me guess. Australia. Let me guess. Australia. I know I'm right.
garden. These gardens have existed since the 1700s and are now a place you can go tour. What
Where?
separates this from typical garden visits in the UK, however, is the fact that this
The UK?
place contains all sorts of plants that are illegal to grow elsewhere, making up the poison garden. This is what most people tend to visit, to see hemlock, poppy,
Okay, that's
weed,
pretty cool.
foxglove,
No, that's actually pretty cool, bro.
or whatever.
If I wasn't broke as shit, I might have actually like wanted to see that.
So it's a bit of a tourist attraction, but it's also a legitimate warning to people messing around. On several occasions, people have broken into the gardens to try and steal the weed or whatever from there. If you don't know what you're doing, and I venture to suggest that people breaking into places at night to steal drugs might not, you could easily get sick or deadly ill from messing around with the wrong plants. However, I do think, primarily, the point of these signs is for the aesthetic. They are still creepy.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that just about wraps up the unsettling signs iceberg. Thank you for tuning in today, and let me know which ones you thought were the creepiest, or which ones you've actually seen in real life. There are definitely dozens more that I could have added, but I haven't had a lot of time lately, and I just wanted to get something fun out for you guys. I'm wrapping up my masters right now, but things are almost done, and once they are, I have a lot of full-time video creation ahead of me. So make sure to stick around, let me know what other icebergs or investigations you want to see next, and consider joining either my Discord or my Patreon, where you're thanked at the end of every video and always get early uploads. Also, consider subbing to my second channel if you'd like to see more of me. I've got a bunch of random stuff and strange spawn-ins on here, so think about checking it out. I'm really trying to get that project to 1,000 subs, so if you want to do me a massive favor, just sub to that channel even if you never check anything out. As always, thank you for watching, and have an amazing night.
Alright, yeah, once again, subscribe to Seed Butter, and with that, I'm gonna wrap up stream, mostly because I have to get up early tomorrow, and I'm honestly satisfied. I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning of this video, I was kind of doubtful. I was kind of like, oh, you know, is it just gonna be, you know, this guy just like showing a bunch of signs and like, I have to say like, oh yeah, like, oh wow. But actually, bro, like, this was actually really interesting, and I could comment on a lot of things here. So I'm genuinely satisfied with this reaction stream. It's kind of short. It's shorter than normal, but it's over an hour, so I'll accept it.